So I have started the recording.
Perfect.
So it's 4:02. Let's wait for 3 more minutes. We can start at
Absolutely. You have a lot of folks that are going to join us tonight. Let's give them a moment to
Yeah,
get up
it's like
the freeway and get
California.
to the computer.
Yeah, and it's in California. It's like at 4 p.m. Many people probably are hopping around from other meetings or something.
It's very true.
So I think we can start, Jennifer, now.
That is totally up to you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Let me start it. So before we start and before we go to the NetLaw detail, let me tell a little bit about myself. So my name is Sanjoy Day, and I'm based out of San Diego, California. And I formed my company Corfu Capital LLC back in June 2022. Basically, it was a private equity firm, and my primary goal was to invest into real estate, multifamily real estate, and my focus areas are Arizona and Texas. So far, we have partnered with four different groups into four different deals, and we have helped around 40 investors in these four deals. So and my future goal is to help at least 100 investors in the next 2 years into this kind of multifamily projects. So now, while going through this kind of real estate endeavor, I found that many of them actually do not have the right will and trust in place, which can protect their wealth and which can help them to actually avoid the costly probation thing. Many of them even do not know what is a probation and how their asset can be protected in the right manner. So I felt the necessity that I have to actually also help my investors, giving them the right knowledge and the right information. And also, I have started very recently it's like another branch of my business, the financial products. And through those products, I help these people to get into a plan which can get them into the zero tax bracket in their retirement life. So that's a separate topic and a separate territory. But in this webinar today, we'll discuss mainly about will and trust. And today I'm presenting NetLaw. Today, Mark was supposed to be here, but he is not feeling well. So he has requested his colleague, Jennifer Lewis, to present the webinar today. And Jennifer agreed. Thanks to Jennifer that she could make her time. And today she would present her company, what they do, and what are the basics of this will and trust, why we need it. Jennifer, please continue from this one. And Jennifer do not have the slides, so I'll probably navigate the slides for her.
Thank you so much for that, Sanjoy. I appreciate that.
Sure.
So thank you all so much for joining us this evening. I know it's a busy day for everybody, and I appreciate you taking your time out to learn about NetLaw. So what is NetLaw? NetLaw is an affordable way for individuals to get their estate planning documents completed for a very low fee. It's $600, and it covers both spouses, two people in one plan, or partners, people sharing a life together. You can go to the next slide. We are very, very proud that we have received the James Keene Award. The James Keene Award was awarded to us by the American Bar Association, and that is a really big deal for us. Certainly, the American Bar Association does not want to be replaced by any means. Our platform is not an AI platform. It's not a forms warehouse. It is a state-specific platform, and we have an attorney located in every state since 2012. Their role with NetLaw is to work cohesively with our legal team and our IT team to make sure that our documents are always current. So we are state specific and always current. It's a one-time fee for a lifetime plan. You can go to the next slide. So we're going to stay on this page for just a moment. This is what is in our package. So for the $600, you will receive your last will and testament for you and your spouse, if you have a spouse. If you gain a spouse moving down the road, then you can add your spouse to your plan. It does offer a children's trust for your minor children and a durable financial power of attorney. This is someone who's going to help you while you are living only. If you're incapacitated, or if you're traveling and you want to close on another property, they can sign for you. We do have the healthcare surrogate designation. And that's going to be the person that's responsible for your healthcare decisions. And it can be anybody, as long as they're going to honor your wishes. You just want to make sure you have let your healthcare surrogate know what your wishes are. In 1996, there was a law passed for HIPAA authorization. Someone has to have permission to know about your health care. Your health care is private. So you, of course, get your HIPAA authorization so that you can list your family members that are going to, want to know what's going on with your health care in the event that you are, if you've fallen ill. We have the advance directive and the living will. So that's going to let your physician know if you're terminally ill or if you're death imminent, if you want to live on nature and science. And that would certainly be coordinated with your healthcare surrogate. We offer a pet trust, and sometimes people think that's very strange, but in Texas, there's lots of cattle. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, where we have beautiful, beautiful horses. And then you have your four-legged family pet, your dog or your cat. You want to make sure you're taking care of all of your family members. And finally, we come to the revocable living trust. This is a probate avoidance package. So everyone goes into probate when they pass away. And the only way to stop probate is if you have a trust. And this gives your family the freedom to move as fluidly as they can through the difficult time of losing you. You can go to the next slide. So it's nice that we have a $600 plan for a lifetime fee, or a one-time fee and a lifetime plan. All of these things that you see popping up on the screen are reasons that you may need to change your documents. If you get a new grandchild or if you get a new baby, all of these things are reasons why you would want to continue to update your documents and make sure that you are protecting your legacy. Go ahead, please. So this is a two-part slide. If you'll click the space bar one more time. So people wonder why estate planning is so important. So without the documentation leaving behind what your wishes are, then the state law is going to dictate who's going to get your assets. Even if you have verbally indicated to somebody, you can have this painting when I pass away. They're probably not going to get that painting if you don't have this written down. So it doesn't matter how much or how little you have, make sure that your wishes are known by creating your will. Go ahead, please. So assigning a guardian for your minor children, this is huge. Those of you that have minor children at home, we want to make sure that in the event, goodness forbid, of a tragedy, and both parents are no more, then the judge is going to have to decide who is going to be taking care of your children. And there's so many things that go into that decision. You could have 10 family members or friends lined up that are going to take care of your children. But if it is not written down who their primary caregiver is and or guardian, and then the following guardian. So if one guardian is unable or unwilling to serve, it will go to the next one. And you can also choose an international guardian if you wish. If you do choose an international guardian, then I do definitely want you to think about someone that lives close by as a temporary guardian. So that, again, in the event of a personal tragedy, then this individual can watch over the children while the international guardian makes, they need to make arrangements, reservations. There's either for them to come to get the children or for the children to go to them. So, which is definitely more economical. But we want to make sure that you have, made this decision. Deciding who's going to take care of your children. While the people are petitioning the court to take care of your children, I'll tell you where your children are. They're going to be sitting in Child Protective Services, and that is not ever where you want your children. They do the best job they can, but you definitely don't want your children there. So all of the things that are being considered by the judge is who has the least debt, who has the best school district, and it's just so many factors and so many different things that have to be decided. So you want to make sure as a parent that you are taking this decision upon yourself and letting everybody know who's going to take care of the children. Go ahead, please. You can go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Sorry. So as we mentioned, avoiding probate court, the only way to do that only way to stop that probate is to have a trust. If you know anyone that's passed away that did not leave documents behind, you know that that family is it's very trying. It's very expensive. And what's happening is it's depleting your assets while it takes almost, a year and a half, 2 years sometimes to go through probate court. It's a very slow process. Think of nationwide how many people might have passed away today. And now think of our government is just, this much. So they have to cover everybody. So by having a trust, now the government does not have to put you into probate. And so that is that's really the ideal way to do things. It is very, very expensive to go through probate court. And you don't want to deplete all those assets from your family. You want to make sure, since you've worked so hard for those assets, that they are coming back to your family members. Go ahead with the next slide. Now, who's going to control your medical decisions? As I mentioned earlier, anyone can be your medical decision maker with the medical power of attorney. It can be a close friend. It can be an immediate family member. Anyone that is they're just going to honor your wishes. My preference personally is to live on nature and not science. My family made it very clear. My son made it very clear. He did not want to be my medical decision maker. He said that he could never let me go even if it was in my best interest. So I, as a parent, want to make sure that he doesn't have to deal with that. Fortunately, I have a grandson who's 26 years old, and he said he will be happy to honor my wishes. He doesn't want me to live on machines either. So I got really lucky. It is a direct family member, but it can be anybody that's going to honor your wishes. We just want to make sure that they know what these decisions are. Go ahead, please. So now I do often say that this is my most boring looking like slide, but it is very true. It's very personal. It's very conversational when someone talks about a will or a trust. Now that individual, they have something they can add to the conversation, and they're very, very proud that they got this done. Most people don't realize really what a burden was on their shoulders until they have actually completed their documents. So it is wonderful, and it's digital. They can continue to change it as their life changed and it's completed. All they have to do is get the documents renotarized, and that's the only cost that they will ever incur. So we are an award-winning estate planning firm, which we're very, very proud of. And on this following slide, this is going to be Sandro's details, so you can reach out to him directly if you are interested and you see the value in NetLaw. I'd like to open up the floor to give you a moment to answer or to ask, I beg your pardon, to ask any questions you may have. So, Sandra, do you see any questions in our chat, or if people want to unmute themselves, whatever works out best for them?
I don't see any chat, but let me actually add a few things here, actually. Let's actually discuss, why even people need it, even, I mean, instead of like talking about our products or anything like that, right? So as you are going through, Jennifer, that think about probation code. Right now in California, there is a backlog of 9 months, 9 months for probation code. And many people actually think that they, if life happens to them, their spouse, as because it's a community property state or so, their spouse will automatically get the other half of the property. as because let's say the title of the property was husband and wife's name. So they think that, oh, this property is on both of our name is on the title. So my wife, if anything happens to me, my wife will get it automatically. But that's very, very incorrect knowledge. That's not the case. If life happens to one spouse, the property will go to the probation court, and the other spouse need to hire a lawyer, and then she or he need to get hold of the other half of the property from the deceased partner or something. Now, this hiring a lawyer and the time, it cost a lot. But I heard that it sometimes it cost in between 20 to 40% of the whole accumulated value. So you can imagine how much that could be. Sometimes it could be in between 40 to $90,000. So it's an expensive journey. On another thing is, so after, I mean, this is another thing I see, like what mistake people do. Even in my case, I can give an example of mine. In 2020 January, I did my trust. I did not do will. I did not do financial power of attorney. I did not do medical power of attorney. Why I did not? Because no one told me. I went to a lawyer's office. The lawyer was very busy. He said, you know what? Okay, you came here to do your trust. Fine, I will charge this much money, and come for a second day, and you will sign. You and your wife will sign it, and that's it. He did not even educate me that hey, you also need to have your will. You need to have your financial and medical power of attorney. But those are also required, as because you just showed one slide for the custody of the children, right? I mean, that's another important thing. And it actually happened to one of the families who is very close to one of my friends. In that case, both husband and wife died in a tragic car accident, and the children were sent to the CPS. So for those kind of, now, if situation like that happens, people want their near and dear ones to actually take care of the children, right? It's not, they don't want that their children need to go through this kind of, this process or so. So that's another thing why people really, really need the will as well, and also, of course, the financial and power of attorney as well. So another thing is, Jennifer, like you mentioned that the whole package is $600 or so. And as I was also telling you, like if you go to any lawyer's office, it takes around 900 to $1,000. But one person was telling me a few days back that, hey, you know what? I have seen one portal where they are charging around $500 or so. Why NetLaw charges $600? And you gave me an answer for that just before the webinar. Can you please tell it to the people again?
Yes. So uh, I'll be 10 minutes. I'm so sorry. So will you repeat your question, please? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So I was saying that one person said that there was an online portal who are like offering it for $500. I don't want to name the portal, but that's what you were saying. But then you mentioned to me that there is a trick for which they could probably offer it at a very low price. Would you please tell the audience that what are the benefits that NetLaw is providing here?
So the benefit that NetLaw gives you is not only is it state specific, but it will always remain state specific. Recently in California, we had a huge change in our documents. It was about 9 weeks ago, and that has to
Mhm.
do with the pronouns. If somebody files their documents and it is not in the state specific nature of California, when it gets to Sacramento, it will get thrown out because it does not acknowledge that pronoun change. This says his, her, their, them. So that is a very big deal. So we are always state specific, and we're always here Monday through Friday, 12 hours a day, 8:30 to 8:30. There's a chat, so you always have someone that you can reach out to. Not only are we state specific, but we're here to review your documents once you've completed them, just to make sure that everything is in alignment for your family dynamic and make sure they're correct before you print and go get it notarized. So you have support. We don't anticipate that everybody's going to know everything about estate planning. I've been with NetLaw since 2016, and I still learn something new every day. I'm not an attorney or paralegal, but I do definitely know our NetLaw plan. Our platform is really, really user-friendly to utilize. And again, it's only $600, which gives you a lifetime of changes just for the price of a notary. So that is one
That's
of the,
that's very important point, Jennifer.
yeah,
Lifetime support. Because
yes,
let me tell you one more thing. The lawyer, whenever you do it through, I mean, lawyer's office or so, they may charge you 800, 900, whatever it is. But what people do not know that they have to revisit even the existing will and trust every 5 years, because all of us have many life-changing events in our life. Divorce, birth of a child, birth of a grandchild, all these things, right? Change of profession, even change of state. All these things happens in our life. That's why whenever you need to make an amendment or make a change, this lawyer office can charge you another $300, because that's the minimum charge per hour. It's not like they will charge you for less than hours, and that's a $300. And even for these other online portals, I know that they also charge $200 minimum for one event. So that's another very important thing, that NetLaw gives this package for a lifetime support,
there's a
right?
couple other things for NetLaw that I failed to mention.
Mhm.
Some families have had a child go their own way and they have chosen to not be part of the family anymore. But
Mhm.
I will tell you that that person is going to be the first one at the door with their hands out saying, "Where's mine?" And so in the net law plan, if you have had that tragedy happen to your family where someone is, chosen not to be part of the family anymore, you can omit a child. And that the purpose of that is so that they are not wreaking havoc on the people that are, they're grieving, they're mourning, and they're trying to move through this difficult situation as easily as possible. And with someone, upsetting the whole, dynamic of the family, it's just really unfortunate. It becomes a big argument. We also have a children's trust, which I touched base on. Um, you can delay your children's inheritance if you feel that perhaps you want, because you want to make it last. So, in the event that there was a tragedy, then the child will get everything at 18. And if each and every one of you will think back about what you were like at 18, you were probably not as financially mature as you are now, so we want to make sure that we're giving that opportunity for, for the children to make it last a little. So you can choose as a parent all at 21, all at 25, and it gradually goes up to the age of 35. So by then they've started their own family and they can, they can make better decisions. I saw somebody had a question about what was in our package, and
Yes.
I saw that you were going to pull that slide up. So thank you for that.
Is this a slide or?
Yes, this is the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Perfect. So for the person who asked this question, this is what our platform provides for such an economical price and for, the lifetime plan. These are all things that, you can revisit and change at any time. If you have, your executor or your trustee is unable or unwilling to, you know, to, to take care of the task when you do pass away, then you need to nominate somebody new. So you can go in and you can make that change. If you move, you can take the NetLaw plan with you. And all you're going to do is update your My Profile section, and you're going to reassemble your documents, and you'll have brand new fresh documents in the state that you have moved to. If you've sold your previous property, then obviously, you don't own that property anymore, so you can't keep it in trust. So you could, if you did not sell that property, you can move it to additional real estate and then put in your primary address. So you can add in as many real estate properties that you have as possible. You can also add in your business and how you want your business to be handled, and how, if you have a partnership with other individuals, you're making sure that they know as well how you want your business to be handled. So
So basically, like I think they are looking for like what are the components will be included into this $600 package. So I think, yeah, I think the thing the quick answer is like One is, of course, the will, trust, financial power of attorney, medical power of attorney, and HIPAA authorization. These five things. Five things will be included into this $600 package.
Thank you for that. So we
Yeah.
are a probate avoidance package. It is not an asset protection package. So I do want to make that very, very clear. It does not factor any tax ramifications in there. There's an infinite amount of possibilities that we would have to, put into our plan to make that happen. And it just, wouldn't be for the masses. But the NetLaw plan will conform to any family. By the way that you answer the questions, the next pages will be prompted. So in the event that you don't have children at home, you don't have minor children, then it's not going to give you the children's page and the children's trust and all of the guardianship information. You don't have to go through all of those documents because you don't need them. So you're only getting what you need.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another.
So, and the way to actually, to proceed is like, if anyone is interested, they can, contact me. I'll be actually acting as an interface in between NetLaw and the ultimate person who is willing to do the will and trust. And we have an interactive web page where people can go, and I can actually walk them through like how to do it. Also, sitting on a Google call or Zoom call, and once they finish all the steps, then all the different components will be generated automatically, like the will, trust, financial power of attorney, and the medical power of attorney. And then they just need to notarize that document. If anyone is residing in San Diego, California, I can do the notary thing for free. But if anyone is residing outside of San Diego, then he or she need to do the notary by themselves, going
If
to a
you're
notary.
in Kentucky, I'll notarize your documents.
Yeah.
You can usually find a notary at your bank. A lot of banks will do notarization for you for no charge because you're an account member. But a lot of banks call ahead. Some banks will not do the trust, but they'll do the will. So just make sure you're doing your homework before you're going all the way down there. Your time is valuable, and we want to
Yes.
make sure you're using those tools that you have in your toolbox.
Some of the workplaces also, they have their free notary option.
Yes, there's a free notary at AAA, or you can go to FedEx or UPS. They also have, notaries there. The criteria for a witness is three things. They have to be over the age of 18. They can never benefit from your will, and they cannot be a felon. So it's, you're going to find that
Witness as well.
witness, at UPS or FedEx. And there's many places you can call, just Google a notary in your area as well. They're anywhere from 50 cents to $15, depending on which notary you use and what,
Yeah.
charge.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I think that's the only question. Oh, is NetLaw licensed to practice in any state?
All states, nationwide. Every state is state specific. And you
Okay.
would be amazed that if you put the documents side by side with one that you got from a lawyer, they're going to look exactly the same, but you've prepared them yourself and then you've gone and gotten them notarized. So it's a very, very simple process. And it really is going to protect your legacy and protect protect your family. Um, am I tied? Um,
Are you tied up with ARAG Legal Services?
we can.
ARAG is like a insurance,
Okay.
Jennifer.
Thank you for that. Did not know the name. And I don't know exactly if, off the top of my head of somebody that works for that company, but I will definitely, reach out to Mr. Sterneman, my vice president, and he can, get a hold of that company and see if they would like to become an authorized provider of net law.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. So yeah, these are I think, the basic concepts and basic aspects of will and trust, and also about NetLaw. I hope everyone actually found it useful. And as I said, I mean, the purpose here is actually to spread the information and the knowledge, not about the product. You can do it wherever you want, but it's like my goal was to educate.
Absolutely.
So that,
We also offer a special needs trust, which I did not have a slide on. But if you have a special needs child at home that's receiving government assistance, you don't ever want that government assistance to be interrupted. They're entitled to that. And the only way that you can give your special needs child or special needs adult in the home an inheritance is to give it to the special needs trust for that individual. And that way their benefits are never interrupted. So these benefits are very important, but then now you've left them an inheritance to make their life just a lot better.
thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, that's a very important point. The special need child or special need adult, they need a, yeah,
Absolutely.
as you said, separate trust, not
Absolutely.
the regular one. Okay, thank you. And thanks everyone for joining. Thanks a lot, Jennifer, for making your time and presenting us the wonderful information.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening and reach out to Sanjoy. I'm sure he will have all the answers to any of your questions. We're here for you. If you need us, just let us know, okay?
Yeah, yeah. If you have anyone has further question, please reach out to me. I can get them answered. Thank you. Bye bye.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. Have a great evening. Thank
You
you.
too. Bye.